Hello, gentlemen. Hello. I'm so thrilled to be here live with you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm just honored that I get to speak into your lives today. And I'm coming to you from Texas. Whoops, as we get situated here. I'm not in Italy anymore. I am in Texas, Houston, Texas. So welcome. This is going to be a really exciting video because I really love to talk to you guys about ways that you can connect with women so that you can feel more confident. And this one's, excuse me, a fun one because we're talking about tease her with these words and make her excited. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure anytime that you say something to a woman and she responds well, she responds with, a giggle or a grin or something along those lines that you just feel thrilled that you're like, I did it right. So we're going to talk about how to tease her with these words. And as always, to help you guys out, you know that I have my compliments Bible. And that will really tell you exactly what to say. So I'm just going to put it in the chat and we are going to just start, and then I'm going to go to the live chat box and check in with you guys and answer your questions. So, teasing her like this. Now, mind you, you can get the compliments Bible. It's in the chat section, and it's going to go into more detail. But one of the things that you can say to her is, hmm, there's something intriguing about you. I can't put my finger on it. And just kind of doing that. But it has to be sincere, right? Like, here's the thing, what's gonna make this work is being playful, but also being sincere. Women can always sense that. I've shared that with you guys. It's like if you're not being sincere, she's gonna feel it. It's gonna turn her off. But when you're sincere and when you're playful, those two things make a woman excited. So write that down. Being sincere and also being playful. Like that builds that excitement, that builds that momentum. So I want you to lead by saying that and just holding it just like this and going, there's something about you that I find intriguing. Intriguing. Okay, so why do we want to say that? And why does it make a woman excited? One, it makes a woman excited because it's like, ooh, maybe he sees something about me that I don't even see in myself. Now, granted, she's not going to say that, but it's going to be going off inside of her. She's going to be excited about, like, ooh, is he about to reveal some part of me that I'm unaware of? Now, some women can also be guarded and be a bit uh, disappointed, and they will be like, here we go. He's going to say something stupid. And so, this is where you being sincere. I love that. That's true, Vincente. He said sincerely playful. That's a great title for a book. I agree. It's when you say that you're intrigued by something, it opens up a conversation for one, which is where you can take everything that I've said in the compliments Bible and then just start saying it from there. But you want to be authentic because it has to come from a real place and a playful place. So, what are things that you can find intriguing about a woman? Her posture can tell you that she's super strong, why she's in the environment that she's in, how she relates to the people around her. Let's say that I always go to the Starbucks example because Starbucks is such an easy place for people to meet people, right? This woman was doing my nails and she was like, what did she say? She said, I can't do her accent. It was quite funny, but she said, two places you want to meet man, Starbucks and the gym. And I was like, exactly, exactly. So let's say you're at Starbucks, right? And you see the way that maybe she's playful or cheerful with the person that she's ordering her drink from. As she's getting her drink and she's waiting in line, you can walk up to her and just very casually say, there's something very intriguing about you. And then she would be like, hi, who are you? Then that creates a conversation. And then you can give her a sincere compliment, which is, I really love the way that you were really playful, the way that you ordered your drink. Kind of tells me that you like to really play with life, that You are one of those people that you're just kind of joyful and happy, and I find that super intriguing. Uh-huh, Caligula Bear says, and he says, I know I'm saying that right. Caligula, I'm saying that wrong. I meant. He says, sounds like my story of how I met my lady in Starbucks. Yeah, you watch her interactions. You watch how she's dressed, how she carries herself, what she's interacting with, and you draw ways to create that conversation. So when you tease her with those words of, hmm, there's something about you that I find very intriguing. That is the gateway. And why does it make her excited? Because every human being wants to be seen. We want to be known. And so when you say something like that, it's like he's about to show me something about myself that I may have not ever discovered. I've maybe never tapped into. Never seen it from that perspective. Now, if she's more pessimistic, she may just kind of call you on your bluff and she may go, "Okay, buddy, like, really, what are you gonna tell me that I don't already know?" And so this is why it's super, super important, even for my guys who are introverts, to always remain curious. Why? Because that sense of curiosity is your solution to finding how to connect with women, how to play with them, how to seduce them, is that sense of remaining curious. So when you propose a thing like that, there's something about you that I find intriguing. And you see how I'm saying it. Tonality is everything. When you say that, that is opening up a gateway for conversation to be had, right? It means it goes a little bit beyond of, "Hi, I think you're just beautiful." Instead, it's saying like, "I have actually taken the time to really observe you." You could even say this, like, "Okay, I just realized I'm looking at my nails." And so you can say this of, "I I find I find you very intriguing." Let's use me as an example because 'cause I'm the only woman here, and I would say, "Mm, what's that?" I can tell by your nails and your toenails, like, everything's done perfectly. You look very meticulous, like, you really take your time with things, that your presentation of how you present yourself to the world, um, really matters, and you put effort in that, and I can see that. Now, as a human being, as a woman, I'm just gonna go, "Oh, that's refreshing. That's refreshing that someone has taken the time and they've not just said, 'Hey, nice nails. Hey, you're funny with the Starbucks person.'" The difference is one tonality and it's two is engaging in conversation. It's elongating, it's creating more conversation out of an observation. But saying that word, teasing her by saying, "There's something about you that I find intriguing." That opens up the floodgates for you to then create connection. And as I said, you can take what's in that compliments Bible, you can literally take them word for word, and you can tell her these things to help you with that. And it's in the chat box. You can literally use that to go, okay, this is exactly what I'm going to say from her from there. Because I know a lot of you guys have shared with me over the years that you get tongue tied, and so these are things that you can memorize so that you never have to get tongue-tied. There I am getting tongue-tied. So that you can just execute these with just precision. I'm curious, how many of you have already gotten the Compliments Bible? Let me know in the chat box if you've already gotten the Compliments Bible. A lot of you guys are buying it, and rightly so, because it's genius, if I may say so myself. So when a woman feels like you're going beyond the surface, it makes her feel like you are sincere, that you are someone that could be a potential real connection, which makes any woman excited. It makes all of us excited when we meet someone and we can feel like there's authenticity there and there's that playfulness. It's like, oh, this could be a possibility. And this is a perfect way to create that room and space for a relationship to flourish. But here, let me create some contrast so that you get this. Here's what doesn't tease a woman and it doesn't get her exciting is what I said earlier. You see a woman and you just state facts. That there's nothing intriguing or playful about that. When you say, "Oh, You were playful with that Starbucks guy. And it's just making a declaration as opposed to creating room and space for a conversation. She goes, "Okay, thanks." You see the contrast? One is creating an anticipation of connection, of seeing her, and that makes her excited. You're teasing her by you're gonna give her this compliment, but you're teasing her by saying, "There's something about you that I find intriguing." It's like throwing a bit of bait, and she's like, "Okay, I've bitten, like, what is it?" Right? So, but when you go, "I notice you're funny with the Starbucks person." See how that just falls flat? Or if you looked at her and said, "You have nice nails." Boom, it falls flat. The whole premise of wanting to tease a woman to make her excited by saying certain things is to create a sense of conversation, is to create an open door for you to get to know her, to see if this is someone that you want to connect with. It's so funny. My phone just let me know. It's like, Arica Angelo has a new YouTube. She does. Tease her with these words and make her excited. Okay, so now I'm going to go in a different direction. This is more of approach. Now we're going to go into the sexual side of what to make her excited sexually. So we've done approach. Now we're going to change gears. Before I change gears, let me just come to the chat box. What up, Badly? Great to have you here. Hello, Alan. Ninja Wolf is pranking a friend, girlfriend, or wife part of teasing her just to make her feel annoyed. Or is it not funny to you? You know what? Some women really love that. They love when a guy pulls little jokes and pranks. Um, Aze says, "Hi, beautiful. Hello, darling. Hello, Chris." Um, Mark says, this is Mark, I know you're being serious, but it's actually quite funny. He says, "Back in the States, welcome. I would advise you to get checked for the virus. I've had more PCR tests than I ever want to have in my life. I don't want to lose you. I need your advice." No, you will not be losing me, that is for sure. I've beaten Corona twice. Twice. I don't know if I've shared that publicly, but yeah, I've beaten it twice. Both times were in Bali. When it first came out, before it was Corona, I got the first edition, and then I got the second edition, and I beat it both times, so we're good. I'll be here, babe. I'm not leaving you. Ninja Wolf says, there's something about you that I find intriguing. Thank you for that. Absolutely, that's exactly what you want to lead with. Sean McMillan, good afternoon, gorgeous. I'm going to enjoy this YouTube session while I travel. Brilliant. Where are you traveling to? Sean is one of my emotional warriors. He's part of my emotional warrior program and my private Facebook community. Hi, Doug Ackerman. The legend Glory retracted a message. I wonder what that was. Sean Carter says, "The woman I'm dating is from another country, Brazil, and English is a second language. She doesn't understand a lot of the Linguist ego, so it has been difficult to flirt." So I would encourage you to get familiar with her actual humor. Like, what are the things that make her laugh? What does she find funny? And then create humor around that. Meet her where she is instead of like imposing your humor on her. Understanding like, every country has its um, different sense of humor. I always found Bali very interesting because when accidents or something would happen, like in America, we get pretty irate. We're just like, "Rrr." Whereas in Bali, they laugh at accidents, and I was like, that's such an interesting sense of humor. Um, Chris Lesser says, "Very good advice so far, Erica. Thank you. You're welcome, my darling." Uh, Ninja Wolf says, "I'm not single because I have someone waiting for me. That means I'm no longer lonely." Get it, boy? Christian Skull says, "Hello from West Palm Beach. Hi, darling. I need to get out to Florida. I'm taking off to Los Angeles for a month on Friday, but I need to get back to Florida. I haven't been there in years." Hi, Gary from Springfield, Illinois. Welcome. Uh, Greg Stryker says, "I have met many prim and proper Asian women online. How do I break the ice without turning her off?" That's a really, really good question. For you, I would really suggest for you to get that Compliments Bible. Have you gotten that yet, Greg? Because it tells you what to say to women online. Um, Yeah, with proper women, obviously, you don't wanna ever take the sexual path by flirting on a sexual tone. Typically, you never want to lead with that. But I would imagine for a woman who's more prim and proper, complimenting her about her intelligence is a great way in. What she's driven by, her goals, those are ways you wanna find affinity with her. So, Greg, what you're looking to do with prim and proper women is you're looking to find an affinity with them. So, not so much just blowing smoke up their butt by saying all the right things. You can start with using an opening liner, but then you want to find affinity with her and go, what is she passionate about, and how do I acknowledge that? Because that's going to make her feel seen, and she's going to feel more inclined to get close to you. Um, Vincente says, plant the seed and let it do its thing in her imagination. I love that. That's true too. When you use that line, like, there's something I find intriguing about you. And if for some of you, this is like ninja level stuff, but for some of you, you might go and just hold it and see what she says. Well, what? Like, well, because I did this, because I did that. And maybe she'll tell you what she thinks you thought was intriguing. And that can be a fun way to engage her in conversation. Nilajan Day says sometimes a man has to knock the door of a woman's heart with some surprising words, leading her to a conversation, and voice tonality often turns her on. Absolutely. I can't say that enough. And with the Compliments Bible, I did a whole video on just that, on tonality. And that's super important because, if you say, "Hey, I find you pretty intriguing," and you say it that way, that's not gonna be seductive to her, but when you say it in the tone that I'm saying, which is super important, "Something about you I find really intriguing." You're not sounding too overexcited, you're not sounding too over the top, but you're also not so just boring and, plain and just dull. Ugh. You're not doing that, it's just right in the middle. "There's something about you that I find intriguing." Ripped Up, "You got the Compliments Bible. Have you used it? Let me know." Is the art of meeting women through approaching dead and gone, is online dating changing the game forever? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Here's the thing, when anything goes to too much of an extreme, people want the other thing. So, I see a lot of women, it depends on what parts of the world. Like in Italy, I feel like men are more direct about approaching women, and they would never like to solely rely on a dating app. I feel like Italians are pretty aggressive about that. Um, but then, I see, like, in places like I've been to Australia or the US, and it's just like men just don't approach as much, and so they hide behind dating apps, and it's just like women are like, I'm through. Women are just as tired of swiping as you guys are, for one. I know you guys think that, everything comes so easy to women. Listen, they're just as tired as you guys. So it is refreshing to them for a man to approach a woman and say, "Hey, I'm interested," or teasing her with compliments, teasing her, saying things that tease her to make her excited. These sort of things, like, women are really wanting because so many guys are hiding behind dating apps. So no, it's not dead, to answer your question. Get out there and start approaching. Um, Sean says she doesn't text back. You'll have to give me some more context to that, my darling. Chris says, I got the Compliments Bible and it's been very useful. Thank you again, Erica. You're so welcome. How has it been useful? I want to know. What does that mean? Tell me all while you guys have been writing in. And Vincente says he loves the choice color of my nails. By the way, it accentuates your sultry lips. Very good, Vincente. Well played. Well played. He's like, I'm gonna take the advice from the dating and relationship expert, and I'm gonna flip the script and I'm gonna put it right back on her. Impressive. That was good. That was really good. Ripped Up, that energy is too heavy. What energy is heavy? Arctic Sebus says, a really good compliment, let's say that she was gorgeous yesterday. You say nothing that day, but the next day you can say, you were gorgeous yesterday. And ooh, I like this. I like where you're going. And you proceed to describe the dress she wore. Boom, mic drop. Yes, because it shows her that you are paying attention. And what does that do? It makes a woman feel seen. It makes her feel valued. And when she feels seen and she feels valued, she opens up her heart and she's more inclined to want to connect with you. Um, Chris says he loves this screenshot on my phone. That's actually, I have a bunch of notifications now, but it's actually a picture of me wearing a Dolce& and Gabbana crown that I took probably back in 2013 or 14, but yeah, I just can't let it go because, I'm the queen. Ooh, 1221, what does that mean? Um, Sean says the Compliments Bible is very useful. I especially like the section word suggestions. Oh, yeah, the word I forget. I never talk about that. Thank you for bringing that up, Sean. I love when you guys know my material better than I do. I just have so many programs, so it's hard to keep up with all of them. But yeah, that's so good. I actually have a section of just pure words that you can use, different words to add to your vernacular, so that they're uncommon words that men use today, and so it just makes you stand out a lot more than other guys, and it goes, "Whoa, he just hit me with that. Where'd that come from? That's beautiful." Jason Olson from Texas. When and how often can a man use innuendos? Listen, definitely use innuendos. They're fun, but don't overdo it. I wouldn't overdo it because then a woman starts questioning your sincerity. It's like you're hiding behind innuendos. I think they're good occasionally, just not nothing is ever great when it's overused, right? So just keep that in mind. Feel free to use them, but just don't overuse them because then it starts lacking sincerity. It's like, why is he not just telling me what's on his mind? Why does he always have to use innuendos? Are you vaxxed or you just have natural immunity now? Um, I just got my first vaccine yesterday. I've been holding off because I had COVID, the Delta, and so I had the antibodies. But now I am starting the vaccine process. And my arm hurt after that. I hate needles. They're awful. Doug, wonderful woman. Thank you, darling. I like this ninja wolf. There's something I find intriguing about you. I like how you're fully completed with your pretty fingers and toenails. That shows you're full of colors and you like to show off those nails. It's so cute. I like it. Sean is off to a business trip in Ohio. In Ohio. Cool. Where are you going? I love Columbus, Ohio. I need to get back there. Um, I have a whole story about Columbus, Ohio for you guys and how I got started. Why tease a woman who want emotional intimacy? Um, Listen, playfulness can always create more intimacy, believe it or not. Having that playful spirit never goes away, even if you've been married for 70 years. You always want to have that playful spirit. Dolph says, so pretty. Love to see you without makeup. Actually, do have on makeup. I just do it very naturally. Um, Chris says, Erica, will you be going back to Bali? I will. I've got some work here in the US that will keep me here for several months. But yes, I'm definitely. One of my friends from Bali sent me a message yesterday, and I just started bawling, crying because I definitely miss my friends there. Um, Ripped up. How powerful is push pull humor? Here's the thing. It I have a hard time with the push pull thing, and I know a lot of like the guy dating coaches say this stuff, and I have to say, as a woman, I've had guys do this, and I'm just talking to you as a woman, and that's kind of where a lot of my advice comes from, is as a woman who's also, done a lot of study and trauma work and healing and along those lines. But when guys come with that, it's cute the first couple times, but if it's just nonstop, it's exhausting. And to me, when a man constantly leads with that push-pull humor, I can feel his insecurity. It just comes across as very adolescent and such a turn off. I just have to be very honest. I remember, I'll tell you a quick story. This is when I was living in Santa Monica years ago. Think it was like in 2012, and I ran into a guy on the Santa Monica, I forget what it's called. Anyways, he started flirting with me, and I said, "How old are you?" He was super young, and I just thought, you know what, I'll give it a chance. And so we went on a date, and he just continued with that push pull thing the whole time. I got so annoyed. I said, "I'm gonna leave. I just find this exhausting what you're pulling off." I said, "I told you several times I don't find it funny. You can't seem to turn this off. So I'm exhausted at this point and I'm leaving." And I turned around and I walked out the date. So just to give you some context, it does get exhausting if that's all you lead with. Thank you, King Boy. He says, "Hello, Erica. You look really stunning today." Thank you, my darling. Um, Mike says, "Hello, Erica. How do I get unstuck when it comes to dating women?" Babe, you have to let me know what that means. What does it mean by um, being stuck? But also, I'm just putting the Compliments Bible link here. But if you go to that, um, I would suggest for you my How to Get a Date course, because that's going to bring some clarity on how to approach women online, how to show up for a date, how to set up a date. And just kind of sometimes when we here's the thing, this is why guys get stuck, is because oftentimes you get stuck because you have a blind spot that you can't see. And this is why I have my online programs, is to give you a different perspective and show you like where you might be making the same errors over and over again, that eventually drains your energy and you just go, I just feel stuck. I'm just kind of getting over this. So this is why I really encourage you guys, like before you ever try to coach with me, make sure you do those online programs, because sometimes just those online programs in themselves, if you actually do the whole thing and implement the guides that I give you with them, they're video courses. All my courses are always video courses except for the Compliments Bible. And then I always do a PDF so that you actually put it to practice. So I would get started there, because you could be having a blind spot that you keep repeating and it's starting to drain your energy. We don't want that to happen to you, darling. E Flover says, I'm dating someone who lives in a nearby state and we've been talking for almost 2 months. She likes to talk and text every night on FaceTime. She hasn't made plans to meet up yet, though. Ultimatum? No, 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 no. Do you see what you just said? What the challenge is? What you just said right there? Here's your blind spot, boo boo. She hasn't made plans to meet up. Uh-uh. You make the plans. You are the man. You are the leader. You are the emotional warrior. You make plans. And now you're going to come back and say, but I did, Erica, and she hasn't responded. Then I'm going to be like, oh, well, you should have told me that. But no, no, no. If you haven't done that, you're the leader. You no, we don't wait around for women to lead us. We are the men. You guys are the men. You lead. Tuning in from Canada, Ontario, mostly in Sudbury. Welcome. Chris says, "Hey Erica, I'm divorced dad and would like to talk. Would like to do a one-on-one talk with you. How can I book this?" You can go to my website. It's attractandseduceher.com, and I have my coaching and I have all my online programs there. Michael Brown says, "Hello, lovely. You are shining like a bright ornament today. Simply beautiful. Catch you later." Okay, let me go to the next point before I keep reading these questions, because these are really good. Chris says, "Where can I get this book?" The link is right here in the chat. Um, why is it coming up that way? Um, Sorry, the link should be coming up in there. Yeah, just go to that link and you can get it there. Um, okay, where am I at with you guys? Okay, let me go with the teasing that makes her excited. Sexually. So in the Compliments Bible, I talk about what to say before sex, during sex, after sex, because it's super important. So when you're teasing a woman to make her excited sexually, this is one thing that I want you to say. And I can't recall if this is actually in the Compliments Bible, but write this down. I want you to say this: I find looking at you enticing, enticing. I find just looking at you enticing in itself. At some point, I promise you, I'm going to devour you. Mic drop. Mic drop. I have to say, just looking at you, I find it so enticing. At some point, I'm going to have to devour you. Now, that's definitely teasing her, because it's telling her you look essentially delicious. And then the tease comes in of, and at some point, girl, I'm coming for you. And that makes her excited, because what does it create? An element of surprise, an element of wonder of, oh my God, what does that mean? What is that going to look like? When is he going to come for me? Like, it creates that excitement, that wonder, that curiosity, that element of anticipation and surprise. So I hope you guys got that one, because that one is really good when it comes to teasing a woman and getting her excited. Um, I love this. Ripped Up says, "Hell yeah, I use a compliments Bible. Tonality and energy is the key to making it work. I love it. Makes me meeting women fun." Awesome. I'm so glad. And I don't know, I don't think that this works in every country because in Bali I never saw this, but under all my videos I have those shirts that flirt, and I would love to know if you guys have bought those shirts because it doesn't let me see who's purchased them. But that's also a great way to talk to women because like I created flirty phrases for you guys. Like I put like little one-liners like one of them says, "Hey, I'm flirting with you. Cool?" um Me plus you, like there's several of them that I personally designed these for you guys, and it's a great way to just open. It's an icebreaker. Essentially these shirts are icebreakers to talking to women, so especially for you guys who are shy. So I feel like with those shirts and the compliments Bible for approach, like you will have no problems. Get those shirts at flirt and let them do the work for you by breaking the ice, and then bring in the compliments Bible. Buddy, you'll be on fire with the women. Um, let's see. Mike says, I find the whole dating thing so frustrating and complicated. And I will say that what I said to someone else just earlier, it's like there's probably a blind spot that you keep repeating. And so it's frustrating you because you're not getting the results you want. And this is why I really encourage That's why every video I do, I always offer one of my programs. Why? Because there could be a blind spot that you're just not seeing. And just by understanding like how to pursue a woman, whether it's how to get a date, compliments Bible, create and keep great conversation, emotional warrior, vulnerability, like just knowing what your blind spots are. If you know your blind spots, you can pivot, you can change, you can have different results with women. King Boy says, "Can you please tell us what to do if she plays games like not being interested in front of her girls and so on? How many times should I approach her and when should I stop it?" Try to approach her one on one and see how she does. If she blows you off when you approach her one on one, move on for sure. Um, oh, Chris says, "Erica, the compliments Bible has been useful to me, especially when I meet new people for the first time. Thank you once again. I'm so glad to hear that." Dolph says, "I've been with my girlfriend for a month and she has been quiet for the past week. What do I do?" What I would encourage you to do is take her out for coffee or a glass of wine if you do that, and say, "Hey, listen, I felt the absence of your presence, and that might be too deep for you. You can just say, "Hey, I noticed you've gone quiet. I want to hear. Help me understand." This is what you say. "Help me understand what's going on with you." Don't accuse her of anything. That's not the way people respond, especially when they're pulling away. "Help me understand what's going on with you." Christian Skull says, "Miss Erica, I will be fabulous your guide for you during your visit to Florida. See you soon." Thank you. Mark says, "Saying you're the queen sounds like my half sister. No comment about her." Was that a button for you, my man? Um, let's see. Oh gosh, you guys are really coming in, so I'm gonna have to wrap this up. No, that's completely not it. Tamir Talk says everything you teach is based on if the girl's interacting with a guy whom is that 10-10 guy, not the 4-10 guys. That is no, I'm not sure where you got that from, but no. One, there is no 10-10 guy. There's just not. We're human beings. We might be a 9-10. People aren't 10-10s anywhere. It just doesn't happen because we're all what? Growth. We're all in a progress of growth. So, no. Um, my advice is to make you guys feel confident so that you can go. Confident men always get women. And you get confident by getting clarity on your actions, on what you're doing, how you're pursuing, how you're dating a woman, how you're showing up in a relationship. So it's not an issue of scales. You determine how high on that scale you're going to be. It's not just because you have looks or money, because most women will tell you who have gone for that doesn't last very long. Eventually, she wants that emotional connection. All right, I'm gonna leave with one more. Uh, uh, oh, thank you, Ben. He says, "Hi, Erica. Love you so much." Also, I don't know if you guys get my emails, but I just sent a really good email. Someone brought up COVID, and I brought up my emails kind of go on the more like heart to heart. It's like having a heart to heart conversation with you guys. So if you haven't been getting my emails, definitely make sure you can go to my website, ericaangelo.com. The last one I just sent was really good, really just talking to the heart of what to do when we feel so much uncertainty and it just seems like our dreams or our desires to find a woman, like all of that may be on the back burner because of what's going on in the world. And I give my own experience of what I'm doing to support that. Guys, listen, you have what it takes. I'll say it again. I'm just here to be your guide, but inside of every single one of you, you've got that charm to tease her to make her excited. So make sure that you understand that I'm just here to bring out what's already inside of you. And know this, my darlings, that in this very moment that you are deeply loved. I will see you guys in my next live Q&A. You guys take care. And my next one will be from Los Angeles. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here.